Loki has officially premiered on Disney+, and we are burdened with glorious purpose to reveal all the Marvel Easter eggs we found. The day has finally come. Tom Hiddleston returns as the God of Mischief in his very own show and finds himself captured by the Time Variance Authority. And of course, the show is filled with tons of connections to the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hey, and welcome to Screen Rant. I'm Greg Elliott, and here is every MCU Easter egg we found in the first episode of Loki.
I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline. You're coming with us.
I'm sorry, who's us?
The show starts off with Loki's escape scene from Endgame, with a few different shots or angles thrown in to reframe it from his point of view, and as we've seen in the trailers, the TVA is a big part of the show, who are tasked with monitoring and protecting the many different realities of the multiverse. Of course, they're pulled straight out of the comics, having made their first appearance in Thor number 371 in 1986, and if you look closely when Loki first arrives, there's a scroll-getting process, perhaps a timely reminder that Secret Invasion is right around the corner.
Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes.
The TVA's welcome video basically lays out the entire premise of the show, explaining the Timekeepers who first debuted in Thor number 282 back in 1979. Note the shot of an uprising. There's a blue army that could be Kree, and another that looks like the Nova Corps, and based on the spiky ruins in the background, might be taking place on Thanos' home planet of Titan. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Ronan did say that the Kree and Nova Corps were at war for 1,000 years, and it looks like the TVA might have been involved somehow. Miss Minutes also explains that stepping off of one's designated timeline can create, quote, a Nexus event, which left unchecked could branch off into madness, leading to another multiversal war. Nexuses, or maybe Nexi, likely come from the nexus of all realities in the comics and have been mentioned several times in the MCU, most recently in one of WandaVision's fake commercials, and with the words madness and multiverse right in there, might very well play into the upcoming Doctor Strange 2.
Tu sais qui a fait ça?
You saw it, right? A devil in a Marvel show, which can clearly only mean one thing: Mephisto. While we'd love to finally be right about him showing up in something, we have the feeling that in this case, the kid from 1549 probably just mistook the other variant Loki's horns for devil horns. But who knows, it could still have always been Mephisto all along.
Variant L1130, aka Loki Laufeyson. How do you plead?
Now, her name hasn't been mentioned yet, but Gugu Mbatha-Raw's time judge is actually Ravonna Renslayer, a character who debuted in Avengers 23 in 1965. And she clears up quite nicely that everything the Avengers did in Endgame, including Steve going back to Peggy and past Gamora staying in the present, was indeed sanctioned by the TVA. Loki also calls out Tony Stark's cologne here, which is not the first time that has come up in the MCU either.
Is that Axe body spray?
Yeah, I had a can on the desk for emergencies, relax.
Mobius is apparently a fan of Josta Cola, which is not a Marvel reference at all, but actually a real drink made by Pepsi in the late 90s. And since we're talking real-world references here, it turns out that Loki was actually the infamous D.B. Cooper, an unidentified man who was never found after holding a plane ransom in 1971 and parachuting out with the cash. Well, at least we got that one cleared up. And everything really hits home for Loki when he finds a drawer of confiscated Infinity Stones, making him realize just how much power the TVA actually has. Note there's a lot of time and reality stones in there, and this shows that the stones are no longer that important in the MCU and that the Infinity Saga is truly over. The show wraps up with the Minutemen finding an object from the 3rd millennium, which may be a nod to the 31st century's Kang the Conqueror, who we know will be showing up in Ant-Man 3, but we'll just have to wait and see how that plays into the rest of the show. So keep coming back to Screen Rant for more Loki Easter eggs as the show continues. I'm Greg Elliott, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.